tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all pin Ziffy. I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing. Hurry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SB, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Bradham in the morning. Marques, Justin, Emery.
It's 2 p.m.
Yeah, I know. It's just this is probably going to be an ongoing battle every entry, probably until the end of time. But a lot of long faces in the Delaware Valley after this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sadness in the Delaware Valley. But I think that people have lost sight of the actual goal. Listen, the Mets-Phillies rivalry is well documented. It goes back, years and years and years. It's very rare, however, that the Phillies and Mets are both good at the same time. You go all the way back to the 2000s run. But before that, really, the rivalry's always been there because you got that Philly-New York thing. They've never really been good at the same time. They're both good baseball teams this year. However, the Mets are better. And, the goal, in my opinion, has never been to be better than the Mets this year. The goal is to get your ass in the playoffs because this team has not been in the playoffs in 10 years. This is not, to me, championship or bust with this Phillies team. This is getting over that hurdle of getting out of the race, that September race, and getting yourself actually into the playoffs. Phillies right now are in the second wild card behind the Braves. Probably not going to catch the Braves. Probably will end up playing the Braves in the wild card. I think it's a good position to be in. Now, 0-9 against the Mets when Nola and Wheeler are pitching, not ideal. What were they, like 5-17 overall? Lost all 6 series to the Mets. Of course, that sucks because it's a rivalry, and no one likes getting their behinds kicked by a rivalry. It'd be like losing to the Cowboys every game for 7 years, or the Giants. I understand how that can be painful, but I also don't want to lose sight of the actual goal because this team still is pretty good, and they are what they are. Especially figuring the fact that I think people have kind of forgotten that we haven't had our best player in the lineup in 2 months. That's a big deal that this team has been able to still stay pretty consistent throughout the long haul. There's a lot of things to be excited about with this team. I'm excited about Bryson Stott. He is getting better and better each day. I am excited about Alec Boehm. He is getting better and better each day. I am excited that this team is cemented into a wild card position. That is something to be exciting about. We are trying to jump several levels all at once, and it's not going to happen that way. It needs to be a progression. I'm excited about the fact that Andrew Painter will be in this rotation next year. Mick Abel, probably the following year. You're going to have a rotation at some point of Painter, Abel, Wheeler, Nola. That gets me excited. I'm excited that I think Bryson Stott is a leadoff hitter and a future all-star, which I didn't see. I'm excited that Schwarber keeps continuing to Schwarb. I'm excited that Nick Castellanos is on a 13-game hitting streak. I'm excited about all of these things. That is reasons I feel to be excited about the Phillies and the direction that they're going. They're going in a positive direction. There's no question about that. Despite their track record against the Mets this year, they are still heading in a positive direction. I'm excited that I really feel that we will be watching October baseball this year. I am excited about that. If that is a quick 3-game exit, you know what? They got in the playoffs. They got their ass into the playoffs. They broke the drought. That was the goal this year. And you know what? Listen, stranger things have happened. We have been here before to see, especially in baseball. Baseball is funny that way, where you can get your ass kicked by a team consistently throughout the regular season and go and beat them in the playoffs. A la what the Phillies did to the Braves in 1993. And the Phillies-Dodgers series, where the Dodgers were usually the better team in the regular season in the late 2000s, and the Phillies beat them every year. Now, the Mets, listen, you got to give the devil their due. The Mets are a good baseball team. They're not like, we were waiting for them to Met. They're not Metting. They're not. They're a good baseball team right now. Their lineup is solid. If you watch them this weekend, what they do really, really well is they're an old school hitting baseball team. They grind out at bats. They have guys in that lineup that grind. They know how to foul off pitches with 2 strikes. They make you work. They made Nolan Wheeler work. They weren't bludgeoning Nolan Wheeler. It was a death of 1,000 paper cuts. They were just doing just enough to get that ball over the infield into the outfield and grinding out runs. Sunday was painful. To me, Sunday was the worst of all of it because Sunday, you felt good. You get off that 4-run lead. Bohm hits 2 home runs. You're feeling good about it, and damn it, they came in and they got the dub. They got the win, and they got it by grinding out at bats. They got it by not giving up, and they got it by making sure to get that dub. However, they're, like I said, they're a really good baseball team. They have a great pitching rotation. It's not just DeGrom and Scherzer. Bassett's pretty damn good himself. McGill's a good pitcher also. They're a good team. And right now, I would be an idiot to sit here and tell you the Phillies are better than the Mets. They're not better than the Mets. But that's okay. And I don't know if it's because it's weird because like the Phillies are in the playoffs, yet they're like 13 games out of division. I don't know if that gives people cause for pause. But I want to remind people, again, what the actual goal is. The goal this year was for this team to get their asses into the playoffs. That's what we wanted to have happen this year. This had to be 07. And by all projections, it looks like it's 07.
Well, that's a lot to digest right out of the gate, but I will attempt to. So first off, Castellanos has the longest hitting streak right now in baseball.
Correct.
13 games. Harper is right around the corner.
He is.
We'll
actually get into what they do when he comes back. And I actually have something to run by you, but continue.
It's disheartening that you play the Mets and Wheeler and Nola are completely both ineffective, and Bailey Falter is the one that gets you the W.
Yeah.
A little concerning. Actually, a lot of concerning. Shouldn't say little. A lot of concerning. Game on Sunday was way too long for my liking.
It was a lot.
That's part of that makes me hate baseball when games go that long.
5 and 5. Well, without the rain delay, it's still over 4 hours.
That's too much.
The rain delay wasn't even the reason it was that long.
It was just long.
Because Bassett he's forever on the mound. Like he is forever in a day.
It was a long game.
Yes.
But to be honest with you, I'm starting to lose interest in them. And that is because football's right around the corner and they're a little too inconsistent. Now, they went on a tear when they got rid of Girardi. Do you know what the record is since they got rid of Girardi?
Off the top of my head, they're like 20 games, 15, 18 in that range.
20 games over 500. But do you know their splits?
No.
So in games where he's playing teams that are over 500, they're 16 and 15.
Okay.
Since he took over. Teams that they're playing under 500, they're 30 and 11.
Okay.
So they're beating the teams that you're supposed to beat, and you're 500 with the teams that you should be about 500 with.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 games. Now, when they took over, do you know how many games they were under?
They were 8 games under, if I remember. Wait, we were 21, 29, I believe?
Close. Now they were 9 games under.
So they were 20, 29.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're talking a 29-game swing in the span of, let me just do real quick math off the top of my head, 31 plus 41, 72. So they had a 29-game turnaround in 72 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's damn impressive.
Yeah.
But I'd say the last 2 to 3 weeks, lukewarm, extremely hot June, extremely hot July, tapered off a little bit in August. And the problem is that when you haven't made the playoffs in 11 years, you don't have the luxury of the taper off. You got to keep the consistent effort out there. You got to keep the consistent results, and you got to continuously perform. They haven't really done that for much of August. You go up there, you get, they needed to go 5-7 against the Mets. Instead, they need to go 5-2. Instead, they went 2-5. They're losing the momentum. Now, will they make the playoffs? Yeah, they'll make the playoffs. Will I watch? Yeah, probably watch. But let's just be honest. This is not a team that's going to be good enough to make a run. And in 15 days, they will be on the back page.
I gotta be honest.
They served their purpose for me. They got me through the doldrums of summer, but they're not going to deliver.
Gotta be honest, this is a really weird take because, I don't like, going into this season with the Phillies. I don't remember or I don't. We talked about the Phillies at the beginning of the season. I don't remember a time when either one of us talked about this team being a World Series contender.
No,
they're not there yet.
I don't even think they're going to win a game in the playoffs. That's my issue.
I see. But they didn't win a game in 07 in the playoffs either.
And the difference is that
they got swept by the Rockies.
Yeah, but I was a kid then. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, this is the first time in my life I'm seeing playoff baseball.
Well, this is the first time in 10 years you're seeing playoff baseball.
Yeah, but I was at the parade. It's different. I'm older now. I don't accept mediocrity like I did when I was younger.
It's not mediocrity. It's about progressions. You can't. You
I think you're going to make the playoffs. That's great.
Which is a good
I
thing.
want them to make the playoffs.
Which is a great thing.
That's not enough to keep my attention. Just making the playoffs.
So let's shift
to keep my attention.
Do you think the Eagles will win a Super Bowl this year?
Unlikely.
Okay. They're going to make the playoffs, right?
They better.
Okay. So will they have your attention in the playoffs?
Of course.
So what's the difference?
The difference is the sport itself.
So because you like football better than baseball.
No. All I have to do is go back and look at this exact Eagles team 5 years ago in the playoffs.
Okay.
It's a different sport. You can go for a run in the playoffs like you can in football. In baseball, over a 7-game span, the better team, more often than not, is going to come out on top. In a 1-game playoff in football,
at all.
Oh, yes, it is.
How do you explain the 2019 to the 2019
Just said they're 0-9 with Wheeler and Nola.
That's great, but the thing is, that's the thing about baseball is you still very much can get hot in baseball and win.
What has the Phillies against the Mets this year? What have you taken away from their positive?
They don't play the Mets. There's no guarantee they're going to play the Mets. The Mets could get. That's the thing about baseball. The Mets get taken out by someone else.
All right, how about
the Braves play the Mets really well? The Braves can get the Mets.
All right, no, I'm not talking about them playing each other. I'm talking about them playing the Phillies. Do you see the Phillies beating the Braves in a series?
It's possible. They play the Braves very well this season. And the pitching matches up really well. They can beat the Braves in the series.
I don't think so. Who are the other team? The Brewers still.
The Brewers are in the playoffs right now by default.
Are they
slipping and falling like DMX '98?
Well, but isn't that who they would draw, or
which I would gladly take because the Brewers have blown division lead. They were in division lead by like 7 games and blown to the Cardinals. Cardinals are a better team than Brewers. So the Brewers if the Phillies did draw the Brewers, I welcome it. Please.
Is Tatis suspended through the playoffs?
Yeah, he's done for the season.
Oh, is he? Is I don't know if his suspension was long
80
enough.
Games. 80 games out. See ya.
Is there more than 80 games left, including the playoffs?
Yes. I mean, no, he's done for the year. Yeah.
He's done for the year. Then no, I don't like. Then I would think it's a push between the Phillies and the Padres. If he's not coming back, he's done for the whole year.
The Phillies, I believe, are a better team.
As a push.
I don't
know. That pitching staff that San Diego has is really good. Like they have a pitching staff built for the playoffs. They have starter after starter after starter after starter.
You're talking about a team that for the past 3 or 4 years that's choked away getting the playoffs each and every year.
I get it. But if you're asking me right now who I'm taking, I don't know if there's a single team, maybe except for the Brewers, because you've kind of talked me out of the Brewers, and I don't know very much about the Brewers other than Woodruff is a very good pitcher to bet on. Other than that, I don't really know much about the Brewers. But out of that, I don't think I'm taking the Phillies in a single series against any team in the NL. Like I said, except for maybe the Brewers. But I'm not taking them against the Mets. I'm not taking them against the Dodgers. I'm not taking them against the Padres.
I mean, it's
I'm not
one at a
taking them
time.
against the Braves. Am I missing a team?
No, you're not missing a team, but these series are like baseball is like hockey, where the games are so, because what happens in baseball and hockey, the reason why they're so similar playoff wise, because the scoring is so minuscule and at a premium. You can get it. You can get a 3-1 game. You get a hot pitcher. Look at the '08 Phillies. Look at the '08 Phillies and what they were. They had a decent lineup and they got one hot pitcher. One hot pitcher. They had one hot pitcher. That's it. And Cole Hamels at that time was throwing 2 pitches, a fastball and a changeup, and he got super hot. Should have won 5. Should have been made history and won all 5 of the starts, but won 4 of the starts, and that's pretty much what it was. And listen, again, I go back to my original point. This team making the playoffs this year is good enough based on what's happened the past 10 years. You need to get in the playoffs right now, and then you build on that. If we're sitting here in a year, 2 years, having the same conversation, I'm right there with you. We need more. We need to expect more. But I feel the same way about the Eagles too, where this isn't Super Bowl bust for me. This is, now they got the playoffs last year. I need to see a better showing in the playoffs this year.
Well, we both know why it's not Super Bowl or bust for the Eagles this year.
Right, the quarterback.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
When we get into the Eagles, I actually thought of an interesting question for you in regards to the coach.
Okay.
So, once we get to football,
I want to ask one. I want to stick Phillies real quick because Harper last night. If you guys didn't hear,
and real quick before we get to Harper, Nola, are we getting another September Nola here?
That's a great question. I can't push back against
because
that.
if that happens, then just stick.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very curious to see what he is in September, because Nola's always kind of been.
I guess my biggest apprehension about the Phillies is that they have not reached expectations. Like Castellanos, it took him 5 months to remember how to swing a baseball bat. Until you prove it to me, I'm out. Until Nola doesn't fall off a cliff in September, I'm out.
Well, we're gonna say, because this team, this is their best shot thus far to get in. They're firmly positioned to make the playoffs this year, so we'll see what happens. But Harper last night goes yard in his first at bat. He's gonna be back sooner than later. So here's what I'm looking at this lineup. I don't want to move Alec Boehm out of the 3-hole. I would like to keep him there because he is comfortable and he's performing really, really well there.
Yeah.
And so here's what I would do. I want to see what you think about this, because I actually have.
It's a good question.
Stats right here. I'm gonna pull up. Alec Boehm since June 24th was the day before the Bryce Harper injury.
2 months after that. It was 2 months ago. The last 2 months.
Right. He's hitting 343 in 188 plate appearances. Pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't care how many plate appearances you have. 343 is good in any amount.
Right. I feel like with Harper, you can hit him almost anywhere. So here's what I would do if I was the Phillies. I go now in a perfect world. Now Schwarber likes being leadoff. I don't love it, but he likes it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Right now, actually, if it's me, I would put Bryson Stott in the leadoff spot, but that's just me. So Schwarber hits leadoff, okay? I take Reese out of the 2, and I put Harper 2. I'm sorry. I put Boehm 2. And I put Harper 4. I'm sorry. I'm messing this up. I go Schwarber 1, Reese 2, Boehm 3, Harper 4, Castellanos 5, and Segura 6. 7 Stott, and then whatever after that.
So where's JT going?
I'm sorry, I forgot about JT. So
You want me to just get all right? You don't really know what you're doing with your lineup right now. So in the process, I'll give you mine.
So Schwarber, yeah, no, I forgot about JT. I'm sorry, JT 6. That's what I meant to say.
All right.
JT 6, JT 6, Stott 7, then whatever.
Remember last year when Joe Girardi screwed up the manager card, the lineup card, when he
Yeah.
gave it to them and he couldn't use any bench players?
Yeah.
I feel like you just did that.
Yeah, I did. I was all over the place. But yeah, so just to review so everyone's on the same page, Schwarber 1, Hoskins 2, Bohm 3, Harper 4, 5 Castellanos. You can either go 5 Castellanos or 6 Castellanos. Doesn't matter. Realmuto 6, 7 Stott, and then, Marsh, whatever. I'm sorry, Segura. I guess Segura would be 7, and then Stott 8. Wow, this lineup gets deep. It gets deep when Harper gets back.
I was thinking about it.
Deep. Now that Stott's hitting 2.
I was thinking about it earlier today. That when Harper comes back, it really lengthens out this lineup.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
Between it was a trifecta. It was the trade for Marsh combined with Segura coming back, combined with Harper coming back, is what stretches the lineup out.
Yep.
Combined with the fact you don't have to bat a pitcher anymore.
Now I wish Schwarber would agree to go somewhere else because.
Well, now let me ask you this. Yeah. Oh wait, never mind. Bryce still can't play the field. Never mind.
Because I mean, honestly, and if it was like, because I'm old school when it comes to baseball, so if it's me, I go like if it's Marcus's lineup, not the way Schwarber wants, but Marcus's lineup, I go Stott 1, Segura 2.
Yeah,
that would be my ideal lineup.
If I'm building my ideal lineup, not based upon whatever Schwarber wants, it's
right.
They're 1 and 2. You flip. I don't care which one you want 1, which one you want 2. They're both. I put one. They're 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm going Harper 3. I'm going Castellanos 4, Schwarber 5, Realmuto 6, Bohm 7. Who am I missing?
That's on the big boys, I said.
7. Marsh is going to be 9.
Marsh will be 9, yeah.
And then whoever I'm missing is
Sosa, whatever.
I know who I'm missing. Who would be the best 8-hole hitter in baseball? First base, number 17.
You're putting Reese 8?
I forgot about him. He was the one I forgot about.
Jesus. Reese at 8. That's a lot.
Well, like, I mean, it's because you bumped the speedsters up to 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't like. Again, I'm old school. I don't like the Schwarber Hoskins.
No, like I like the left right of Harper, Castellanos, Schwarber, Realmuto, left right.
See, I think Schwarber, Hoskins, one of those two. So you look at honestly, I would build this team like a softball team. Like when you play recreational softball, you basically have 2 cleanup hitters, your 4 and your 8.
Yes.
So
you have
Schwarber could be your 4
lineups.
Say again?
You have 2 set. You basically have 2 top 4 lineups in the same lineup.
Exactly. So Schwarber could be your 4, Hoskins could be your 8. Something along that effect. But I don't know. For me, I like Bohm in this 3 spot. I think he's gotten very comfortable there. He gets better and better each day.
They're not taking the reigning MVP out of his spot. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, if you move Bohm out of 3, he can't hit 4 or 5. So you got to move him down to at least 6.
Yeah,
which I don't like that. I don't like him down that low.
Is what it is.
Unless you flip him and Reese and go like you did with Worth, where Worth a lot of the 08 hit second. He didn't start protecting Howard until I think like 09.
No. He batted 6th all the time. It was all.
No, he hit second. I promise you, he hit second.
The only time he would hit second is when Victorino would have days off.
No,
it was always. I
am willing to bet my left big toe. I know this lineup for. Look it up.
I
Look
will.
it up.
I will look.
They would flip Victorino and Worth all the time. Charlie didn't know.
No. It was barely.
Look it up. Go to the computer. I'm confident. Left big toe. Confident. They flipped them all the time. As a matter of fact, Worth in Game 5 of the World Series.
All right. Well, how am I supposed to determine what this is?
Go to their lineup of Game 5 of the World Series.
But what's wrong with opening day lineup then? Like I'm saying, like how am I supposed to determine what is?
If it was happening in Game 5 of the World Series, you best believe it was happening a lot more often than not.
You broke up for a second. What did you say?
Say that again?
Yeah, you broke up for a second. I didn't hear what you said.
I said I'm confident in this one.
Oh, yeah, but how am I supposed to judge this?
If it happened in Game 5 of the World Series, best believe it was happening a lot during the season. You're not rolling out a lineup you don't typically roll out in Game 5 of the World Series. Go to their starting 8, Game 5. You had Rollins,
all right. Hold on.
Utley, Howard, Burrell.
Where's is
Victorino?
This should not be this hard to find this answer.
Please, Ruiz. That's what's happening. You pull up a box score?
This should not be that hard to just find to spit out a. It should not be this hard to find a box score from a World Series game. You know what I mean? Like, why is this so difficult? Like,
I'm making this happen right now. I think I got something.
How if you what site are you?
Philly's batting.
What site are you on?
Here it is. I got it.
What site are you using?
I am using Baseball Reference.
I'm on Baseball. Where do you see like?
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Where do you see? How do I get to the
box score? All right. Rollins leading off. Jason Worth in the 2-hole.
But I'm saying yes, it happened. My point is, it didn't happen more. Like Victorino batted more in the 2-hole than Worth batted in the 2-hole. I'm not saying it didn't ever happen, but it happened more so with Victorino.
Well, no. If we roll the tape back, you said that it rarely happened. It never happened.
I know. I said it seldom happened unless Victorino would have an off day. I didn't say it never happened.
Victorino's in the lineup here.
Yeah, I didn't say it never happened. I didn't say undisputed 100% of the time.
I'm gonna need you left toe, sir.
You're proven incorrect. I'm still proven.
I'm not proven incorrect. How am I proven incorrect?
Victorino batted 2 more.
Okay, so now, okay.
You said no. Worth didn't start protecting Howard.
No.
09.
I'm like a dog with a bone.
Incorrect. He batted at 2-hole. Victorino more in 08 than Worth did, is what I said.
I'm not letting this go.
No, he did not start protecting him until 09, and that is factually incorrect.
It's not factually incorrect because Burrow protected Howard.
Worth batted more in the 6th hole than he did the 2-hole in 08. That is the entire crux of my argument. My argument is if we ran down 162 lineups, I'm not going to run down 162 lineups on.
I'm doing it right now. You open a can of worms.
Oh, well, you can cut it. You can crunch those numbers for next time. I'm not going to wait for you to run 162 lineups on air. But in 08, it happened more Victorino in the 2-hole than Worth. I'm not saying it didn't ever happen. Not saying it happened. More off when you run it down. There will be more than 81 games with Victorino in the 2-hole.
I still disagree.
Well, you can disagree all you want, but you're still wrong.
You have no proof. You just
said you were running the numbers. Are you not running? Are you not?
No, you told me not to. I put it down. I put the phone down. But you in the beginning, the reason why this conversation took place in the first place was you said to me.
But the original thing is you said he never batted behind Howard until 09. And that is just blatantly incorrect.
I said he never protected Howard till 09. Not
And he
batted
did it
behind
a
him.
bunch in 08. He did it a bunch in
He
08.
never batted fifth in 08 at any point in time. Not one time did he bat fifth.
Fifth,
His
sixth.
he went 2
No,
or
the thing
6.
is, well, no,
And
no.
opening day, he hit 7th.
Well, he didn't really. Well, he didn't even really protect Howard in 09 because they would still put Ibanez behind Howard. That was after Burrow left, and they brought in Ibanez. Ibanez was still also protecting Howard.
Right, they would alternate. But I'm saying,
before he got pinched for what was it, like a stool sample or whatever it was that he failed the drug, like Ibanez got that the drug test or whatever it was.
right.
That is then from there. Then Worth never looked back. After that, Worth got the behind Howard, and it was game over from there. He never then lost that position.
Right.
But prior to that, it was not Worth. It was not his job, his position to protect Howard. Did he do it every something? Yeah, I'm not saying
It started in 09. Right.
No.
What do you mean no? You just agree with what you just said. I'm agreeing with you. That started in 09.
No. I'm saying it was full time in 09. It happened frequently before that. And you're saying it never happened before.
Worth never hit fifth in 08. He never hit fifth. Burrow did. You can literally go through every lineup. He never hit fifth.
Yes, Burrow bat fifth.
Protect Howard.
Okay. And then when Burrow's not there, then what happens? When
Burrow's not there, you mean when he leaves in 08?
What's that?
When he leaves in 08?
No. There were like the guy. I'm starting to lose it. I will for the show on September 6th because you're starting to really get under my skin.
You're under my skin, and
I'm going to have the numbers, and
you're gonna be sad, just like you were looking up Game 5. Well, actually, I found that.
I didn't say it didn't happen in Game 5, but if you run and look at
it's Game 5 of the World Series.
Look at the opening day lineup from the same exact season.
Say it again.
Look at lineups from earlier that season.
I will.
You're handpicking
You told me not to.
one game. No, I told you not to look at everyone.
I picked the most
important. Handpick one game.
So I'm going to pick game 45. We've
been on the Phillies for 35 minutes.
This is great. This is good content.
No, we need to move on.
I think people are enjoying this.
I'm not enjoying this. September 6th, I will come in here with all of the numbers from 07, 08, and 09 to crunch it.
We don't need 07. What do we need that for?
Well, sample size.
Well, what is that going to prove? Where'd you go? What is that going to prove?
I'm trying to load the entire World Series lineup, but I really don't like this.
What do you mean? Start like game 1?
No, I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can just like how many times did X player bat in X position during X season, and I'm not really finding. Because I don't feel like sitting here and pulling out 162 box scores. You know what I mean? Okay, right. Tally this one, 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 tally this one. I mean, I will if I have to. I just would prefer not to.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, let's move on. Let's talk some birds.
Hear about the fight today?
I did hear. Oh, I heard a little bit about it, but enlighten us.
Apparently, the Dolphins really whooped up on the Eagles today at practice.
Well,
including Tyreek Hill making.
Yeah. So I was getting to. He actually pulled up limp.
Yeah, but I heard he returned to practice.
Right, but then he went back out gimpy.
Oh, he did. I didn't know
he was back out gimpy. I mean,
if they're not worried about it, why should I be worried about it?
Exactly. You got 2 weeks. He's not going to play in the preseason games. This is the first kind of negative report you've heard coming out of camp for the Eagles.
Yeah,
like really, like they've
Apparently, the Dolphins really did it to him today. From an offensive standpoint, apparently, also the Eagles' offense had their way with the Dolphins' defense as well. But I heard like it Tua kind of had his way from the reports that I read.
Yeah. Eagles offense, yeah, it's been looking really, really good in these joint practices. They did really well against Cleveland to the point where starters didn't even play at all in the game because they were so good in those joint practices. What do you think
I want to ask about. Well, I want to get your take on Derek Barnett. With him and Andre Dillard, did you hear what happened?
They got the altercation?
Yes. Well, did you hear what Dillard said after it?
No.
He gave an explanation of why they were fighting.
Okay, what did he say?
So it happened. So there was actually 2 fights in the same practice, and if you remember, was Dillard a rookie last year? Or was it 2 years ago? He was a rookie.
2 years ago.
Remember him crying in training camp because Derek Barnett was beaten. So obviously, Dillard just came off the concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you didn't know that, he was on the concussion list.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing one-on-one drills, and it's Dillard against Barnett. And they asked Dillard, "Why'd you guys fight?" He goes, "I'm coming off a concussion. He keeps headbutting me over and over and over again." I said to him, "Derek, you don't need to headbutt me. Just try to go around." And he kept doing it, so we were fighting.
I respect it.
It makes me like Dillard, and it makes me hate Barnett even more and wish that he wasn't here.
Yeah, I mean, he actually apparently is having a really good camp. But the thing with him is never a question of talent. Say again?
Who, Dillard or Barnett?
Both of them, actually.
No, I mean, who are you talking about now?
I was talking about Barnett. Barnett and Jason Barnett were it's with him, it's never a question of talent. He's just a knucklehead. Like it's really that simple. He's
in the words of Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
It's always him.
Yeah, it's always him. And that probably won't I don't anticipate that going away this year.
No.
I understand why you don't give up on a guy like that because he is really, really talented. But yeah, that's insane, bro. A dude has a concussion and you're headbutting him?
And it's your teammate.
Yeah, what are you doing? But I mean, listen, I am very I was in a little bit on Eagles Brown. I thought it was cool the preseason game on Sunday because it got me kind of in Sunday
1:00 kickoff.
Yeah, so I was in. I watched a little bit of that. Watched Cam Jurgens always kill a man. That's very exciting for the future there. Listen, when you talk Cam Jurgens, Landon Dickerson, we got some steals out here. Like you have to be really excited. And these guys are working with Jeff Stoutland. You just got to be really excited about this offensive line and how good it will be. And you're hanging out with Jason Kelce.
Now, you got Mailata, Jurgens, Dickerson.
Yep.
Coming off of going from – wait, hold on. I just want to make sure I get this straight. We went from Trey Thomas to Jason Peters to Mailata.
Yep.
We went from Jamal Jackson to Jason Kelce going to Cam Jurgens. The assumption. We're making the assumption, but
yeah.
I'll
more often than not next year.
And then on the right side, you went from John Runyon to swinging door for a year or two to Lane Johnson. And then on the interior of the line, sporadically, you had Todd Hermans.
Mm-hmm. I love me some Todd Hermans.
You had Brandon Brooks. You had Sean Andrews, and I'm forgetting the Evan Mathis.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Landon Dickerson.
For the better or two somewhere.
Well, yeah, I said him. Yeah, we already got we already had John Runyon. Because you went from Runyon to swinging door to Lane Johnson.
Yeah.
For the better part of the last 20 years, they have had a stacked offensive line.
Yes. Yeah. And Cam Jurgens, you watch that play he made getting where
you hear Ross Tucker?
There's one play where he beat the linebacker to the spot and just said, "You're not here, cool. I'm gonna go to the third level and take out your safety." There was the other play.
Did you hear what Ross Tucker said on the broadcaster for that? I
don't remember now.
He's like, when we have him on the show during the season, we'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah.
But he's like, he goes, "Oh God, Cam Jurgens just threw the defensive back out of the club. That man has a family."
Yeah, so you have that, and then you have the other play he makes around the other side, pulling where he just gets in the second level and obliterates a linebacker. Like, his athleticism is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really exciting stuff coming out of Eagles camp, and it's gonna be really exciting to watch them. I forget the guy's last name now. The dude, the fastest guy in the world, fastest man in the world.
Cheetah.
No. Well, not Tyreek Hill for the Eagles.
Oh,
Forget his name now.
yeah. What's his? What's his?
Javon? No, Javon.
Allen's his last name. Davon Allen.
Allen. It's Javon Allen.
Javon. No, I think it's Devon.
Devon Allen. I'm sorry, Devon Allen. Interesting because like
He's not Deshaun Jackson, but that man can move.
Yeah. He was burning. Interesting stuff.
I'm also, if I'm the Browns,
Yeah.
I'm cutting that safety the next day.
Yeah.
What coverage was that?
Yeah. Guys like that, guys who are really fast but have never really played football before. I don't know. It was. I mean, you remember the Jeremy Bloom and
I was about to say Jeremy. He was
this guy actually has made much more of an impact on the field already.
Wasn't Jeremy Bloom a skier though, Marcus?
Yeah, he was a skier, and like they thought he would be a punt returner, kickoff returner.
Yeah, like this dude's an all-world sprinter.
Right.
We're talking different.
Right. So yeah, 15 days away, as you stated, getting closer and closer to actual real football. Let me ask you this question then. I have a question going around the league.
Okay.
So I was actually thinking about this because there's always a couple teams that take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you think they're still going to be on that rise, but they take a step back.
For sure.
I have two teams.
Okay. I
already mentioned one of them on the show that I think I think the Cowboys are going to take a major step back this year. I actually have them finishing third in the division behind the Eagles.
Let me ask you a question. How do you define a major step back?
A team that you expect to contend that doesn't contend and in danger of not making the playoffs.
Now, like, what if I didn't like? So I understand why you said Dallas. Mm-hmm. However, I didn't see them as a contender to begin with. So, like,
okay,
would that like?
Well, they're
still count or
no? Not for you, no.
Okay,
because Dallas is a team that people think is still going to be pretty good and has a chance to contend. I don't either. And my second,
I didn't think they were great last year. That's why I asked.
Right, and they've lost a lot this year. My second team is Buffalo. I am stressed. And listen, you go back to the beginning of the show, the conception of Brad Emery, episode, the first 6 months, your boy was high on Buffalo. I actually had him in the Super Bowl, I think that year, the first year, I thought they were going to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I was high on them last year. I look at that loss they took to the Chiefs. I don't know how you recover from something like that. I just don't know how you that was a soul snatching loss. I don't know how you can recover from something like that and how you can look at the man next to you and still believe that you can be there in the end after losing a game like that. I just don't know how you do that. That's why, they haven't really lost much. I mean, I think they pretty much are bringing back everybody.
And they signed Von Miller.
Right. But I don't know. I don't know about them. I don't know that they're going to be – I don't know that – I'll put it this way. I don't see them getting to the AFC Championship game.
Well, the AFC is a gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I think one of the teams I'm higher on is the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be in the conversation now. The Chargers will make the playoffs this year.
I agree. So
you're telling me Bengals, Chiefs, the Dolphins will make the playoffs this year. So right now I got the Bengals, Chiefs, Dolphins, Raiders, Chargers. The Ravens, they're a playoff. They should be in the playoffs. Buffalo's in the Buffalo. They may have missed their window.
But let me ask you this though. Okay, you think the Dolphins are going to win the division?
The Patriots. Forgot about the Patriots. The AFC is different.
But I'm saying, what about Russell Wilson with the Broncos? What about, I I mean, he's suspended for.
I'm gonna have to see on Denver. I'm not as high on Denver
I mean,
as everyone else.
then you didn't add in a team from the South yet. You're still missing a team from the AFC South.
Yeah.
Like, one of those teams you said isn't going to get in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
But I don't foresee Buffalo being one of those.
I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs. I just don't have them in the Final Four. But I think a lot of people do have them in the Final Four.
I'm going to put it like this. I don't know if they'll make it to the AFC title game, but I think they have the inside track to home field advantage.
Theoretically, yeah, they do.
I think they should be the favorite to host the AFC title game. Or I'm sorry. Favorite to get the top seed.
Now the South, you got the Titans and the Colts. They'll be competing for the division. After that, the Jaguars, they're going to be better than they were, but they're not going to make much noise this year. And obviously,
and Houston's irrelevant
to do anything. So yeah, that's my squad. So let's go to you now. What two teams do you look at and say, I believe they're going to take a step back?
All right. So one of them's the Chiefs.
Well, that's a good one.
I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back. I think this year you're going to start seeing first off the Tyreek Hill loss.
Can't be stated enough how devastating that is, that offense.
And you're going to see the effects of paying a quarterback $40 million after winning a Super Bowl. You're going to start seeing that.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back.
And in all fairness, Patrick Mahomes is kind of taking a step back.
Yes. Now I was going to get to the
league is kind of caught up to him a little bit.
I was going to say he's from a fundamental standpoint, he's not that great.
No.
Like if we're talking just like you don't teach, like you wouldn't go out and teach Zave how, if he was going to play quarterback, you wouldn't say study how Patrick Mahomes plays.
Right.
Would you? Yeah, absolutely not. You like, it's just not conventional to do that. You would say, go watch Aaron Rodgers, go watch Justin Herbert, go watch Joe Burrow, go watch Peyton Manning, go watch Drew Brees. That's who you're going to tell him to go watch. Don't watch Phillip Rivers. Don't watch Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Don't watch Matt Stafford.
Right.
They're not the guys that you want to emulate if you are trying to study and nail down the fundamentals of playing quarterback.
Right.
I mean, he's getting a lot of slander this offseason of Mahomes. Now, he's still a great quarterback. You can't take that away from him.
1,000%.
But I think, like you said, I think some of the mystique has worn off.
Well, he was doing things that we'd never seen before. Like, and like that whole offense, the Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, the way they were running plays and everything like that, the league, and that's what happens. The league is eventually going to catch up to what you're doing. Now you're telling me the league is caught up to what they're doing, and you don't have Tyreek Hill anymore either?
And
that's a problem.
Travis Kelce, 33 years old now.
Right.
I don't expect him to – I don't think – he's going to be a guy that I think ages gracefully.
Right.
He's not going to just be a guy that goes from 1,300 yards to 500 yards. I think
now you could double him. You could put a safety over the top now. You couldn't do that with Tyreek Hill.
No.
Now you could do that because who else are you really afraid of like that? Like that's going to put fear on the outside.
No, you're wrong. Mecole Hardman can move, but he's not Tyreek Hill.
Exactly.
So I think the Chiefs are one. I'll give you one and one. I'll give you one from each conference.
Okay.
I'll give you but the Chiefs are mine. I still think they're going to make the playoffs because they're still a good team. They still have Andy Reid. They still have Mahomes. But I think they're going to take a step back. As far as the NFC goes, I think the easy pick is to say Green Bay because they lost Devontae Adams, but I'm not going to pick them. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. You said something really interesting, maybe about a month ago, maybe a little less than a month ago, that you said that there's not a more important relationship in the entire NFL than Tom Brady and his offensive linemen. He's now missing 3 starters.
Yeah.
And one of his starters' replacements. So he's now playing with 3 new guys, one of them a third stringer. I mean, listen, he's the GOAT, but he's also 45.
Right.
Marcus, can you go out there and play an NFL game at your age right now?
I have a play in me.
You got to play.
I got one play.
You got one play.
After that, I'm gonna go to the sidelines and probably die.
All right. So eventually it's going to happen. Like eventually it's going to happen. He's going to not have it. Now, is it going to be 2 years? Is it going to be 3 years? Is it going to be 5? Eventually it's going to he's not
I feel like this is his last year. After if you're and the reason why I say that is that Fox deal. Like Fox not going to sit around and wait 5 years.
No.
They're not going to wait 5 years for you. So this had to be a situation where all right, Tom, is this it? And he was like,
I might have one.
It. Well, I'll do one more and then I'll come to Fox. I feel like this is it for him.
He spent 2 weeks home with the kids and was like, "The hell with this."
Yeah, that's really what it is. Like, I don't know. I'm in agreement that they definitely could be a team to slide. Now, what I want to do is in 2 weeks when we come back to 6, I want to talk about a team from the AFC and a team from the NFC that you think didn't make the playoffs last year that will make the playoffs this year. Sit on that, and we'll come back to that in 2 weeks as we really get into the NFL, because that'll be right around the corner of week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off with the Bills and the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams are another team. The Rams are another team I'm interested in watching this year. How they because listen,
I feel like the NFC is top heavy.
They got the job done. They got to the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. But man, there was a lot of things that could have went wrong to make sure they didn't get the Super Bowl. They did not get there. It wasn't easy sledding getting that team in the Super Bowl. So I'm very interested to see what they will be this year.
How
teams defend Cooper Kupp this year.
I like him.
I like him too, but how will he be defended this year? Because again, like we talked about the Chiefs, NFL always catches up. The NFL people catch up these things. Where you're lining guys up, how you're
the thing is they just kept adding. Like now they have Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Like
that's what
OBJ is still unsigned.
But I'd love to get inside the mind of a real football man, like a Ross Tucker or a Michael Lombardi, and ask him how would you defend Cooper Kupp? Like if you were a defensive coordinator.
Oh, we've had this conversation
with
Lombardi. Yeah, I've had it.
I want to do it on the record on air. Yeah. I want to hear how he would go about defending a guy like Cooper Kupp. Because Cooper Kupp kind of this is a weird analogy.
I'll tell you the first thing he'll say is you don't, and then he'll tell you how he would try.
He's kind of like the Steph Curry of the NFL. Like the way he's moved around.
Both got bad facial hair too.
Say it again.
Both have bad facial hair.
Yeah, the way they move him around, the way how interchangeable. Where he's over here, he's over there, he's running. He's in motion this way, in motion that way. They're really Sean McVay does a great job of finding ways to line him up.
Yeah. I mean, the boy, kid wonder, Sean McVay, new contract in hand.
New contract, who dis?
I mean, that dude, he's going to revolutionize the NFL standard for coaching.
Yeah.
If he already hasn't.
Yeah. Yep. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that.
Let me ask you a question about our coach though.
Okay.
It's just something I was kicking around.
His facial hair, by the way.
Yeah, Sirianni
is not for me.
No.
He's a facial hair man.
Yeah.
Not everyone can go clean shaven. It's not for everybody's face.
No. And it's not
for his face.
No. Do you trust him? That's not the question. Do you trust him? Do you trust him that he is?
You want me to answer that?
I want you to answer that. That's not the main question. Do you trust him to be the head coach of this football team? That he's the right guy to be the head coach of this team?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not saying yes or I don't know yet. Okay. I'm unimpressed with Nick Sirianni, the play calling head coach. But maybe Nick Sirianni, the CEO head coach, I might be more gravitate more to. But let me ask you this. So the reason I wanted to find out is if you trust him is, say next year Ohio State's job opens up. Mm-hmm. Or Notre Dame, or fill in the blue blood college program. Mm-hmm. Think my man's getting an interview?
I mean, if he wants to.
No. I'm saying, do you think he would be a candidate for a top flight college job?
I mean, yeah, because he's a guy you can grow with. Like it's all about those youth movements and the youth. So yeah, he would be a candidate, absolutely.
You
If
think he
if,
would?
if one of those universities deem it to be interest, yeah.
Part of me is a little concerned is that I don't think that a big flight program would even look his way. Think like Lovie Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Went to, coach obviously all over the NFL, went to University of Illinois, kind of revamped a bigger program. Illinois, they're in Big Ten. By no means is Illinois like a powerhouse school, but they're in a Big Ten. They're a Big Ten school.
Yeah.
Revamped that. Now he goes back to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Say Sirianni gets canned after this year. I don't see him getting another head coach.
Yeah, if things go south and it's bad here.
Like, we were the only team that interviewed this guy.
Right. Which listen, I'll tell you where he won me over. He won me over, even though I didn't like the offense. We talked about this ad nauseum, what the offense looked like last year when they started to win games.
Not fun.
Even though I hated it, I respect the fact that he looked and said, okay, this is how we have to win football games, made the adjustments, and they won football games. And he got a team that probably should have made the playoffs. And if you thought about it after that Raiders game, you just said there's no way in blue hell this team's breaking the playoffs. And they did, got him in there. I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Players have bought in. They like him a lot, which I think is a big deal. I think he's grown into the role. I think he's kind of been on the job training, and he's grown into it. And we'll see this year if he takes that next step, that next leap. But yeah, for a guy in the beginning of the season where we were like, "What was this? Why is he here?" To the end of the season, getting ready for a wild card playoff game, it's like, okay. And the way it happened, where it's like, okay, my quarterback can't do this, that, and the third. We're going to change it and make sure we can accentuate the things that he does well. And we're going to get this offense rolling in a different way because I got a job to save. Because let's be honest, if that team continued to go the way they were after that Raiders game, I don't know he's back here this year.
I would
be
stunned if he was back after how that Raiders game went. If
he was fighting for his job. He was fighting for his job, and he won the fight.
No, he wasn't just fighting for his job. He was fighting for his NFL life.
Right.
Because the same thing we said about Ben Simmons in that playoff game against Atlanta. The other teams have TV too.
Right.
Like they saw it as well.
So this is we're talking about a guy who's never been a head coach before, and he's fighting for his NFL life. Because you're right, he probably wouldn't have got a job anywhere for years to come if he got a job anywhere. He's fighting for his life and fights his way out of it to get that team to a point where you had national talking heads saying, "Watch out for the Eagles. The Eagles are a dangerous team in the playoffs." Now I thought they were idiots, and I didn't believe that at all. But the fact that you changed the narrative from a laughing stock to that, it's a big deal. So he's earned my respect and trust going into this year. But listen, trust is a fluid thing. Trust can be broken like that. So yes, he has my trust right now. But if this goes off the rails, there might be a different conversation in 7 weeks.
I don't think it will.
Neither do I. I also 2 weeks too. I want to do. I know wins and losses.
Do you think is this team Jalen proof to you or no?
I mean,
I should say the roster. Do you think the roster combined with the schedule? Do you think this is it's Jalen proof?
I don't know if I've said this on the show yet, but I know I've said it out loud. If Jalen Hurts can be Jimmy Garoppolo, this team is a Super Bowl contender.
Mm-hmm.
If he can just be Jimmy Garoppolo, this team is a Super Bowl contender. That's how good this roster is. It's a really, really good roster. And it's a really unique position because you don't typically see teams built like this, except I guess the only blueprint is that 49ers team. Usually you have that franchise quarterback cemented when you're talking Super Bowl contender. The Eagles, we don't know that yet. But if he could be Jimmy Garoppolo, if he could be Ryan Tannehill, this team is a contender. So I mean, but here's the thing where it gets interesting is, let's say he is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
They go to the NFC Championship game. They lose respectively. Do you then say, okay, he can get us to a certain spot, but will he be able to get us over the hump? Do we now just change course now?
It would really depend on the quarterbacks available.
We got the draft picks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I mean, I won't like. I'm not a. Are you a college football guy? I'm not a college. I'm not by no.
I rely on other people for those things.
Exactly. So I won't.
Although I do know that this is a better crop than last year.
Oh yeah.
I
hope we're not. I hope we're not. Doing the long wait for Arch Manning.
Right.
But
yeah. So it's a very unique position being the Philadelphia Eagles and being Nick Sirianni, where you've how Howie Roseman has built a nice roster around you, where we'll see.
Jalen Hurts is in a unique position where he's either going to make himself $200 million, or he may work himself to a new team this year. Right. A very odd situation that doesn't happen often.
But if you are Jalen Hurts, you got to feel good for the fact that it's not all on me. No. Like, I got playmakers around me. I have a great offensive line.
Yeah, but
it's not all on me.
Now you have to use it.
Right. Well, listen, I know it's preseason, and I know it's only been one drive, but that drive was an NFL offense. That was how an NFL offense looks. And, Jalen Hurts did more on that drive throwing the football than I feel like we've seen in 2 years. Fact. So you just got to, and all the stats and everything that's going on in the 7-on-7s and the scrimmages. You just got to hope that the progression continues, because it's all out there for the kid. It's all out there for him to take over the city. Because here's the deal: if Jalen Hurts is really good at football, he instantly becomes the most popular athlete in the city.
Yeah, the quarterback will always be the most popular.
And he also has the personality for it. He has the demeanor. He's a guy that you want to like. He's a guy that you want to root for. So if he can ball, he ascends to the top.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
So, well, I mean, the nice thing is we don't have to wait that much longer.
No.
A couple more weeks.
15 days from tomorrow, there will be a real game.
Yes. Anything else?
I got two little stories that happened to me.
Okay.
Guys, both involving restaurants.
All right.
So one of them is just kind of a funnier story where I just got to throw Sarah under the bus real quick.
Oh boy. All right.
So you ever been to Green Eggs Cafe?
I have not.
Okay.
Where is that located?
I got a bunch of locations.
Okay. Green Eggs Cafe. No, I've never been there.
I personally prefer the one at 13th and Locust.
Okay.
I think that they just have like the best service at that one in particular, but they have multiple locations all over the city.
Okay.
It's a breakfast. It's a brunch breakfast spot.
I figured. Yeah. I like. I used to go to like Jones's.
Okay.
That's my brunch spot.
Yeah. I mean, I go I mainly went there for their one time for their they do like gimmicky stuff. Like, dude, like the biggest thing I've ever seen was their red velvet pancakes. Dude, the pancakes are like the side of a manhole cover. So we go there, and it's a cash only place. Whatever. That's fine. Cash only. Simple enough. And it's one of those places, it doesn't matter how many people are in your party, they automatically add gratuity to your check. Okay. Whatever. I know when the check comes, I pay whatever it comes in cash is what it is.
Yeah.
Boom. Simple enough. I know that going into it. There's no surprises.
Right.
So the check comes, whatever. I get it. Blah, blah, blah. I pay it. I don't remember what it was, but there was I still needed like $8-9 in change back. Well, you already got gratuity included in it. I'm getting my change back.
Yeah, of course.
Server comes over and goes, "Oh, thanks. You need any change?" Sarah goes over and goes, "Nah, it's all you."
Did you have to run it back, or did you just let that ride?
No, I let it ride until the server walked away, and then
conversation in the car.
Then there was a conversation. No, it didn't. It didn't leave. It happened at the table.
Okay.
But I didn't. Yeah, no. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do this? No. Like,
Was she not aware of the gratuity rule?
oh no, she was aware.
So she just want to go above and beyond.
She
She's
just
still
forgot.
bringing it
No,
up.
she literally just forgot the conversation that happened 5 minutes before. So I was going to let that slide. That actually happened probably about 3-4 weeks ago. I was going to let it slide, but I decided not to. I decided to call it out. But now I got to bring you to a different. This is what I need your opinion on now. Okay. Okay. What, we have breaking news?
Hold on. We got a comment from one Sarah. She says, "I blame it on the mimosas."
Okay.
So we have to give her a mulligan. If it was the mimosas,
what mulligan? We got a picture that we split.
I mean, it's still listen. Mimosas hit different sometimes on the ladies. The mimosas made her feel generous.
She should just be lucky that I don't tell the whole world how she eats eggs.
All right, I don't want to get you in trouble. Let's move on.
So we're out. I'm not gonna say the name of the restaurant that we were at the other night.
Okay.
I don't want to blast this place.
All right.
But I don't know if you saw the poll I put out on Twitter the other day in regards to.
I did see it. Yeah.
Okay. So we're out the other night, and we go out, and when we walk in, so first thing we're walking across the parking lot. One of the employees is outside smoking a cigarette. Whatever. Don't want a smoke break. Okay. So we go in, we get seated. 5 minutes pass. 10 minutes pass. Still not greeted. Eventually, the dude that was outside on the smoke break comes up to greet us. Okay. I've already been sitting here for like 10 minutes now.
Right.
So we order our stuff. We both order the exact same drink. So, bartender, okay, I'll make 2 of the same drink. Why did our drinks taste different?
Yeah.
Hers tasted acceptable. Mine tasted like dishwater.
Oh, what'd you order?
A margarita.
Yeah, that's a very distinct taste, which it both tastes exactly the same.
So whatever.
Unless you're getting something different on the rim.
Yeah, no. So I don't even get anything on the rim.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just take it as is, straight up.
I can't do margaritas anymore. It's too much it gives me heartburn.
I gotta limit how much I do because of that exact reason. But I no more than 2.
Yeah, you can't. That's not something you pound all night.
No,
you're gonna be sad in the middle of the night.
Yes, and parts of the next morning.
Yeah.
So the food. So what? It's not the bartender. It's not the server's fault that the drink sucked. The bartender's. That's just bad bartending. Whatever. Don't blame him for that.
Did you send it back?
No, I was whatever. No.
You finished it?
No, I just left it there.
Okay.
Sarah ended up drinking half of it just off principle, but I literally just left it on the table to die. I didn't care. I was like, bring me a water. You can't screw that up. So the food comes out. I'm personally unimpressed with the food. I think it's because I'm unimpressed with the drink. I'm unimpressed with the service. So you're just
not happy.
No. She said the food wasn't that bad though, so I'll take her word that the food wasn't that bad.
Was it a Mexican spot or was this
just like a regular like American like bar place, like American bar food.
Gotcha.
Pub food. So, and this is not, it's not busy, Marcus. This guy has 2 tables, us and 1 other table. Okay. We were there for an hour and 19 minutes. I saw this man twice.
What? With 2 tables?
He took no less than 6 smoke breaks while I was there. Now, I don't care that you smoke. Like, that's not the point of it. Okay, like the point, like, where were you?
Well, first, I mean, it is, but honestly, though, the smoke break is a little gross. Because, now you're smoking, you got smoky hands, you're handling my food. No, I don't like this at all. This is my man.
The thing is, here's the thing. He didn't even bring us our food. Someone else brought us our food.
So his jobs was strictly to check and make sure you guys had everything you needed and all that stuff?
Yes. He then walked past the table where I'm visibly trying to get the check multiple times from this guy. Keeps walking by the table. Right by the table. right by the table. Like I'm not even there.
I didn't have a chance to get the hand up or.
Nope. Right by the table. So eventually, he comes over. Check. It comes. At this point in time, I'm can only see the color of your shirt. I've only done this twice in my life where I've left no tip for bad service.
Mm-hmm.
If Sarah didn't pick the check up, he was getting no tip. She literally picked the check up so this guy got a tip. Now, she tipped him under what he deserved, but it would have been a 0 from me. How would you have treated that situation?
This would be my man. Let me talk to you for a second. Listen, dude. It's this table, that table. What do you need so many breaks for? Like, are you that stressed out?
Here's the thing.
Someone at home?
Here's the thing. We're leaving. This dude is, I don't even, almost snarling at us when he sees what he gets left for a tip.
Like, he's confused why you guys see, but that's why I would have talked to him. Because here's the thing is, like, even though he should have understood your displeasure, he probably in his head thought he was doing a good job. Sometimes people are oblivious that they suck at their jobs. Sometimes you gotta tell them you suck at your job.
Well, so my 3 things were, these were the 3 options on the poll.
Okay.
Say nothing, never return.
Mm-hmm.
Ask to talk to a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Tell the server to their face that they suck.
I would have told the server that he sucks. Because here's the deal. Unless you do something super egregious, I don't want to threaten your position at that company. I don't want to, unless you're just like outright disrespectful, I don't want to be in a position that you lose your job. So I'm going to try to help you out, and maybe you get your stuff together so the next person, you're better there. That's how I look at it. Like, if I get the manager involved at a restaurant, you're probably going to be fired. Because restaurants, the turnover for waitress, they don't care.
They don't care.
The next day. They don't give a flying, you know what. You're out the door. So I'm going to try my best to talk to this person and level with them. Like, yo, man, we're just sitting here. You're not checking on us. Well, come on, man. And then maybe talk to him. Maybe it's like, sorry, sir, I'm having a bad day or whatever. People have bad days. Just like, in sports, a guy has a bad day. I've had bad days before. I get that. So sometimes the conversation, you can even play and field, and maybe they're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give you a free cannoli. All right, give me a free cannoli. Cool.
I mean,
that's why I would have done the conversation.
Like, I would have understood it had it been busy. It's a mobbed restaurant. I get it. That's a different story.
No, I agree.
It's
definitely 2 strikes to the fact that it wasn't busy.
I mean, that's like, I could have handled serving these tables.
Right.
Like, that's how not busy it was.
Bad service is just like when you get, because a restaurant, it's an experience. You're out there. It's not just about the food and the drinks. It's the whole experience.
The part that really bothers me is the servers that think they just deserve 20% because I showed up.
Right.
Like, you don't get 20% just because. Like, if I showed up and did the shows for DraftKings, but never turned on the microphones, you think they would still keep me around?
No, of course not. No.
So, like, why should you get 20% just for showing up?
Yeah.
Like,
see, I like the servers that give me a little bit of banter. Like, I prefer the servers just take the order than just roll out. Because you're a little bit of a weirdo. You don't like to talk to people.
Well,
I'm a man of the people. I'm a people's champion. I like to have conversations.
Well, you're the unofficial mayor.
Yeah, I like to talk, get to know people. I want to feel like you're my waitress or waiter, so you're part of my experience. So I want to make it as enjoyable and pleasurable for everybody.
Yeah, like, just take my order and just like
go.
Like, the thing is, I also hate the server who checks on you too much.
I've never been in this position before.
Oh, well, like every 30 seconds they're walking. Oh, you got everything? You all right? Yeah, like
That's a lot. I can see that being aggressive.
it's like, hold on, I didn't even get this. I didn't even get this burger halfway.
I hate the people. I hate the serve. Here's two of my big pet peeves: restaurants. If I order an appetizer and an entree, and you bring them both at the same time, we're fighting.
Yes.
Don't do that.
No.
Appetizer first, then the entree.
Yes.
Don't start cleaning plates off while I'm sitting here still enjoying my meal. Don't
Yeah.
come over here like you like. Don't rush me out of the establishment.
Yeah.
I have bought this table. This is my table now until I deem differently. So when I'm sitting here enjoying my food, you leave me alone until I take my plate and put it to the right of the table. That's your cue to come over and get my stuff. If you see my plate still in front of me, you leave me alone.
Yes.
Those are my pet peeves.
Now, what do you do when the appetizer comes out before your drink? Are you also fighting?
I mean, that's weird. I've never had that happen before. Before my drink?
Yeah, it just shows you bad bartending. That's my point.
Yeah, no, I've never had that happen before.
Yeah.
That's
I one time had a order of mozzarella sticks that came out before my beer.
I'll tell you one time I was at a restaurant. This is a good waitress. Knew the vibes. So I like Molson Canadian beers. One of my favorite beers. I love it when they have it on draft. They don't usually have it on draft.
No, it's tough. You got to go to a hockey game to get that.
Yeah, but usually I have it in the bottle. So I was like, "Do you guys have Molson?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Would you mind? I'll just do Molson and just bring me a glass." She brought me a beer glass chilled. I was like, "Oh,
She understood that.
you understood the assignment. You get it." And like, listen. And then I got two of them, and then she did it again, and then she brought me a new chilled beer glass.
Yeah.
I was like, oh well, your tip is written in the stars.
Oh yeah.
You're just this is just next level service. This is what I'm talking about.
You know what'll get me to up the tip higher. So I always order whatever like my alcohol drink is. I get wherever I'm out. I also always get a water just because like I'm
right there with you. I can't drink while I'm eating.
No,
I need water with that.
Yeah, impossible. Can't do it.
Yeah.
If you leave a pitcher of water at the table, because I'm going to ask you for 3 or 4 refills.
Right.
If you leave a pitcher at the table for me,
yeah, that's huge.
You understand what I'm about.
Yeah, I get because you're kind of like me. I get stressed out when I don't have enough beverages. I'll literally like if I don't have a water and my food shows up, I will wait till that water shows up
until the water shows up. Yeah,
I eat fast. Like, not sloppy, but I go. So like my drinks have to be there. Like sometimes I'll do 2 waters. Just like bring me 2 of them, just so I don't have to stop in the middle of this.
What it usually it's I just inhaled mine. Hey, are you going to drink your water? Can I have that?
Yeah, we'll do some of that too. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm all about beverages, the beverage to food ratio.
Real quick, it's not quite fully on the mountain, but it's more towards the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
We discovered a hidden Mexican gem on 309.
What you got?
Don't remember what it's called.
Right, like on 309, like
it's just off. It's
after 5 points.
Right, it's right. It's right by the mall.
Okay. I know there's a spot over there. I don't know the name of it though.
It's attached to a hotel.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now. It is called Grand Rodeo. GRAN Rodeo.
I have seen that. Haven't been there. I've seen it. Good stuff.
Yes.
Grand Rodeo. That's an odd name for a Mexican establishment. I guess the grand part.
No, you know what the funny part is? The first time we went, well, we've only been there once. When we went there, I thought we were going to a barbecue place. I thought we were going to a barbecue steakhouse. I was hype about it.
Yeah, the rodeo sounds
like a Mexican place. But yeah, no.
Do they do any Mexican barbecue? Mexican barbecue a thing?
I mean, I don't know.
Barbecue taco.
I mean, like I didn't up until about 7 years ago. I didn't know Korean barbecue was a thing.
True.
So, I mean, I don't want to be considered uncultured. So I guess Mexican barbecue
has to be a thing.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Bar and grill. And if you're a Mexican bar and grill and you call yourself a grill, especially if you put the E on the end, put the E on the end, you're probably barbecuing.
You're serious. Yeah, you're barbecue. Yeah, no, I agree.
It's like if in like when you put the extra U, like the British people put the U in words.
Right.
If you're adding like the E at the end, you mean business.
Yeah, you're serious. Yeah, I agree.
But as Marcus and I have alluded to multiple times in this episode, next week we're taking the week off because there's not going to be any preseason football. So we're just, we're cashing out on the last week of the summer. Since it happened before then, happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Be doing an episode before your birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Appreciate it.
We will be returning, ironically, the day after your birthday, but we won't be doing one before, so we will catch you after Labor Day. So I hope everybody enjoyed their summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Went by fast as usual. Time to get in that fall energy, football season, crock pots, the whole thing.
Yeah, you have you'll be at the Vikings tailgate, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll be there. I got reservations.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
ready to go.
I've put out the bat signal for everybody to be there. So there may be I'm purposely not going to tell you, but there may be some familiar faces that you recognize at the tailgate.
I'm excited.
Yes.
That sounds great to me.
Yes. So I did put out the bat signal now.
Awesome.
So
all right. Well, until September 6th, Marcus tweeting everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show on social media.
Brad and Memory Pod everywhere. BradandMemory.com for the merch. Please check out our friends at Vans Jewelers. And check us out in 2 weeks, September 6th, for the season premiere of Brad and Memory Pod.
Yeah.
And until next time.
Yo, can you believe that'll be episode 200?
Episode 200.
Remember episode 100?
No. What happened?
Was live at the Beef Jerky Outlet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Live at the Beef Jerky Outlet for episode 100.
Yeah.
Here we are, episode 200.
Episode 2 bills.
Yes.
And until next time, you can be with us, you can be against us, but never going to stop us. Late.